So in this video, I'll be breaking down the recent news that Ford Motor Company will be laying off over 3,000 workers and why I believe this is in relation to the Inflation Reduction Act and how it's going to impact the economy and cars moving forward. Once again, my name is Brian Barsoon. I make videos daily here on YouTube and on Rumble as well. So let's get right into the video here. So just breaking down, Ford reportedly laying off 3,000 employees, and just the top line news. So it confirmed to the Wall Street Journal this past Friday that it'll be doing so. And here's the timeline for this. Ford will let go about 3,000 office and contract employees as the car makers moves to cut spending as it transitions to producing electric vehicles, according to the Wall Street Journal. And Ford was asked for comment and did not respond right away. So 3,000 workers is a significant portion. I don't know what their total workforce is, but any loss of jobs in this current economy is not good. So I thought it was interesting that the reason that they gave for cutting the jobs was due to the producing of electric vehicles. So if you're not familiar, the Inflation Reduction Act just passed recently. President Biden signed it into law. And what that did, it gave about 360, give or take a few billion dollars towards green energy. And part of that was to the effect of credits that were going to be given for electric vehicles purchased by the general public, totaling around $7,500 for new vehicles and around $4,000 for used vehicles. In an earlier story I did probably last week, I believe, did indicate how that tax credit has already been negated by the companies, as they have already announced that they're going to increase the price of these cars due to the economy and to rising costs. So I thought that was pretty funny. I just wanted to throw that in there as well. So that credit that you were supposed to get has already been negated, but now there's going to be loss of jobs as well. So I fail to see the logic that they're giving that this is going to help the country. I'll leave that up to you if you want to do the math on that one. But do want to mention as well, this isn't the first company that's been cutting jobs as of late. I'll just go over some of them recently, and this could be hinting towards a little bit of a recession and an increase in unemployment. I know recession is such a dirty word these days. So let's just look at a couple of these here. This is from August 19th. Boston-based online furniture retailer Wayfair slashed 870 jobs, 5% of their workforce, and they're rebuilding after the pandemic, so recovery again as well. Team is too large for the environment we are now in. Almost like it was inflated, and now it's they're tightening the belt, so to speak, if you get my drift. See, Philadelphia-based Audacity, second biggest radio company in the United States, cuts 5% of its workforce. Again, Apple laid off 100 contracted recruiters amid a hiring slowdown. HBO Max cut 70 jobs, 14% of its workforce. This is a little bit different. This is they were just taken over by parent company Warner, or after Discovery's $43 billion acquisition of Warner Media, and they're tightening the belt for other reasons due to bad ratings. If you're not familiar, Discovery also owns CNN. They recently fired Brian Stelter, that thumb of a person. So they're cutting in different ways because they're not producing, and they've also cut several of their movie production costs, including the upcoming Batgirl movie that was supposed to come out. And there's been a lot of controversy over the Flash movie with Ezra Miller, which for all of his recent runnings into the law. So that's also interesting as well. This is all in the month of August, by the way. Peloton cutting, let's see, during the pandemic, now a sweeping round of layoffs in the memo 6 months after they cut 2,800 jobs. So they've been cutting jobs as well. Signify Health. I could just keep going down the list. So the video will be about 2 hours long if I keep doing this. Microsoft laid off 200 employees. This is all in August. Just still going. Walmart, Robinhood, Oracle. So these are big companies. These are not just your mom and pop shops cutting. So what I believe is going on is twofold. So the reason why these companies are all doing similar things and cutting spending, and in essence they're cutting labor, is because it's a variable cost. So in a business, just a quick rundown, there's variable costs and there's fixed costs. Fixed costs would be like electricity and paying the lease for the building or the rent or buying certain materials and things like that that are necessary for the company to operate. A variable cost is something that can change. For example, labor. So labor, obviously, if you're a big company, you can have 100 employees or you could have 10 employees. If those 10 employees can do the work of 100, obviously you can cut costs there. So the easiest thing to cut costs with in a company is variable labor or a variable cost. So that's why the companies always go to this as the first step in the domino, because they'd rather cut employees and have those employees left pick up the slack, so to speak, as opposed to just not paying the rent for the lease or paying to have the lights kept on, because those things are obviously important and essential to running the business. So these companies are doing that, and it's not a good sign that all these companies are doing it at once. All those that I just went down the line with here, these are all just from within the last 3 weeks. And I could keep going down the list if you want. This is July, and this is June, and this is May, ends around May. So, but it's probably a few dozen companies that are all cutting thousands of jobs right now. So that's signaling that unemployment is going to increase, and that's not a good sign. So the Biden administration always likes to say that the unemployment is way low. It's at 3 or 4% or whatever it is. I haven't checked it lately. I've also mentioned too that it's also low because people aren't going back to work per se, and they haven't even fully recovered the jobs that were lost at the beginning of the pandemic. So it's good that they keep putting jobs out there. A lot of them are part-time jobs in summer. So the jobs reports coming in saying it's 400,000 or 500,000 every month. That's good, but they're not full-time jobs. And now they're even cutting jobs, so you can see those numbers trend in the opposite direction now. So signs that things aren't looking too good of late. So just wanted to get this out there and let you guys know what's going on with Ford and the other companies. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Comment down below what you think is going to happen later this year, because I'm forecasting some not so good things. I can make some videos later about that if you guys want. Again, you can find me on Rumble at bb_news, on Twitter at Brian_Barsoon, on Instagram at Brian Barsoon. Thanks for watching, and take care.